All right. Got my Let's Go Jared mug. Let's go. He's the plumber who converted into a judo star on the USA judo team. We're cheering him on to the Olympics. Come on, buddy. You can do it. All right. Where were we? Day one. This is the first day. This is the real deal, people. The first day. The sketchbook journey. Okay, now, you know, we're going to try to go for 30 days. Well, ain't no trying to it. We're going to make it, aren't we? Now, in order to make it, though, there's got to be a couple things, a couple of booby traps that we got to go ahead and diffuse so we can make it, okay? So the first booby trap is this. You got to draw what you love. If you love it, you'll be great at it. If you love it, you'll improve. Okay, so, I mean, that goes without saying, right? Draw what you love, but how do you know what you love? Okay? What if you like a lot of stuff, but you don't know what you love? Well, there's a really easy test to figure that out. Whenever you find something, if that makes that little emotional needle inside of you jump all the way to the right, that's how you know you love it. Now, for some people, maybe it's architecture. For other people, maybe it's faces, or maybe it's flowers, or, you know, maybe it's just the artwork of other artists. I remember when I was young, one of the first things that I got really excited about were the little Nintendo books that came with all my video games. I would break them out and draw the Yoshi, draw the Mario, draw the Mega Man, and just fucking have a great old time drawing them in my sketchbook, and then go and play in the video game. And then it graduated to comic books, and I remember drawing all the Image guys and having a great time doing that, you know, Cyberforce and Savage Dragon and Spawn and Wolverine, and then after that I graduated to other artists that were different calibers and above, until finally I went on and, you know, painted in oils, landscapes, and portraits and stuff like that. But how do you get going on that journey, and what is it that sustains you in your journey? Well, it's, you got to feed that fire of what you love, because that fire of what you love is going to sustain you across the really tough times, when maybe you got to learn how to draw something you don't love. Maybe you got to learn how to draw something technical that, you know what, it's going to improve you overall, but damn it, it's just not fun. You don't like it. And I can't blame you for it, because some of that shit's just plain boring. Like, I know when I draw perspective, I don't want to lay out all those, you know, grid lines and stuff. I just want to go into it and, like, pour it out of my mind and let it be on the paper and, like, make it all beautiful and stuff. But until you learn how to do that intuitively, you got to lay those grid lines out. You got to learn the mechanics behind it. And in order to do that, you have to love it. So that love is what sustains you. So draw what you love, okay? All right. What's the second thing you got to do? Now, this one's a little bit more nuanced. But in every person, in their psychology, there's this thing called the critical eye. The critical eye is the voice inside your head. It's not you. You might think it's you, but it's not. It's not you. You might think so, but it's not. I'm telling you it's not. It's that little voice inside your head that says, oh, what you just drew there is trash. Oh, that's garbage. You're never going to be any good. It's terrible. Or, don't do that, you'll never make it. Or, you ain't got the stuff. That's not in you. You're not like that. You're not special. You can't do that. Don't dream that. Don't reach for that. Don't try to shoot for that star. Don't do any of that. You're just gonna be a, you know, loser, whatever. Don't ask the girl out. Don't cook that fried chicken. Well, you gotta shut that critical eye off. You gotta actively tell it to shut up, not now. You can criticize me later in 2 hours, but not right now. Not while I'm working in my sketchbook. Not while I'm pouring out the goodness of my creation. Okay? Now you think about this. Why do kids improve at things? Well, because they draw what they love, they do what they love, what excites them, and they don't have a critical eye. They don't have a critical eye until they get old enough and become an adult. Then that critical eye descends on them like a dark cloud and pushes them down into what they should be that society tells them or what their fears rule them as. So unburden yourself, cast that off. Draw what you love, cast off the critical eye, and just pour that goodness right into your sketchbook. Just pour it right in there, okay? Now, when you're doing your sketchbook, because I did this last night, my little sketchbook, make sure you sign every page and make sure you date it. Okay, people? You gotta date it. The reason why you have to date it is because after about 10 days, you're gonna go back and you're gonna review. And you will noticeably see the progression of your drawing, of your creativity, of the focal point of your mind. You'll see it. You're gonna see it. And that's gonna be used to encourage you. You use that as evidence against the critical eye. When the critical eye jumps in there and says, yeah, you're never gonna get this. You're never gonna be a insert famous artist here. You're never gonna be any of that. You're gonna show the critical eye, well look, I'm gonna flip back a couple of weeks. I'm gonna flip back and I'm gonna show you where I came from and who I am now. And I'm progressing. I'm getting better. I'm improving. That's the power of the sketchbook, of the history, of who you are as an artist, as a sketchbook artist. And that right there, that proof alone is enough to give you hope to jump to a bigger rock, to jump to a bigger dream, to expand your horizons. And that's what we're here to do. That's what this sketchbook is here to do, to expand your horizons and reach further, because that's what we're gonna do. All right. Now, I was talking about some of the things that excite you, okay? Like I remember the Nintendo little guides that came with the video games that had the little Yoshis and the Marios and the Mega Mans and all that kind of stuff. Well, after you graduate, you go and you find yourself some other people. Like here's a Bob Peak. Now Bob Peak's an old artist. He did all kinds of posters and stuff like that. But he also did all kinds of other things that are strong, vibrant colors, like very iconic, iconographic. So what you do is you find an artist that maybe is like your version of Bob Peak. Because when I look at this, I get all excited, you know? I get all pumped up and ready to go. Like, ooh, I love how he did those washes. And look at those colors. And he's got those tertiary colors in there. And look at that texture in there. You got a little splatter action. And then I get all excited and ready to go. And I'm like, okay, I got the boiler in my train just stoked full of fire. I'm ready to chug on into the sketchbook. And so that's what I do. I take it and I go into the sketchbook. Now, if I don't have my own imagination to create something, I just copy straight out of this book right here. I just copy exactly what I see. Maybe I change some colors. Maybe I change the car from a Comet to, I don't know, a Challenger or something. Maybe I do something like that. But I copy this picture right here the best I can. And I get excited about it. And then after I'm done, I compare the two. I turn that critical eye off and say, shut up, you critical eye. Don't tell me that it's not good enough. Don't tell me it's not a Bob Peak. I know that. I'm trying to get there. But I look for the differences and I let the differences inspire me and point me in the right direction to improve, to get better, so that I can be like a Bob Peak. Now, unfortunately, Bob Peak ain't no longer with us. But you know what? There's a lot of other really fantastic contemporary artists out there. Like I got Neil right here. And when I look at his washes and his urban landscapes, it just gets me going. Like look at some of that. that just is really exciting. And he's got a great how-to in there and all that stuff. Now, you know, I don't know Neil or anything like that. And I just buy the books that I love. I buy the books out there that I see that are like drive me wild. And I also download a lot of imagery off of X or, you know, the artist's website or whatever. And I see those and I take those ideas and I try to pour them out onto my sketchbook, and I get really excited about it. And that's what you should do. Don't be afraid to find somebody and reach up to their hand and let them pull you up. Okay? You're not out here to do this by yourself. That's why I'm making these videos. Because artists are a lot of artists are very solitary and lonely. But we don't have to be alone. We can reach back and talk to the generation of artists that were before us or the other ones that are out there making books right now and talk to them and learn their lessons that they're trying to show us that they learn, and then pour them out onto our sketchbook and have fantastic success and be really excited about it. And then go on and create something of your own that you're excited about. And that's the passion that's going to sustain you through the technical, harder things that are difficult and not as fun to do. Speaking of the technical stuff, let me just drop a couple things on you real quick. Now, when I'm drawing in my sketchbook, I use 3 pencils, okay? Here's my 3 pencils I use. I got a Staedtler 2mm. The lead's pretty thick. Now these are for my general lines, you know, nice general lines. Then I got a Pentel mechanical 0.9mm right here, and it's for my finer lines. And then if I have to go really fine, I go on and go to my 0.5, okay? And they're always sharp and ready to go. And that's how mechanical pencils work. Now when I'm doing my inking, I do the same thing. I got my 3 nibs right here. I got my G pen, my really fine one. I actually have even one more that's even finer than that, if I have to use them. And he's right here, right there. But these are generally the ones that I use. I got a fine, I got a medium, and I got a fatty right here. This is just a calligraphy nib that I went ahead and got, and I use that. I use that. And then here's my inkwell, right here. Let's fill this up with ink, India ink, waterproof India ink. And these are just old Patron bottles, people, that I used, had a good time with. You know what I mean? And I got 3 of them, 1 for each nib. So come on. Gotta get a drink. All right, people. Now I want you to get back with me. Drop me a comment. Tell me what you get passionate about. Like, do you like flowers? Do you like people? Do you like patterns? You know, some people, they just like wallpaper patterns. Like, they're kooky people, but hey, I respect that. You know what I mean? I respect that. So get back with me. Do you like more abstract art? Do you like more texture? Do you like more refined? What do you like? Because as soon as you know what you like, hey, you've won the battle right there. Just go after what you love and put it down on this paper. Now come on, let's get out there. Day 1 over, let's go. Come on.